a quiet town in Germany, far from the noise of rock concerts and flashing stage lights, a young girl named Sina Doering was laying the foundation of something extraordinary, though no one knew it yet. Her father, a music producer, introduced her to the drums at just 10 years old. It wasn't some flashy entrance into stardom, but a slow burn built on obsession, precision, and discipline. Sina didn't explode onto the scene like most viral stars. Instead, she honed her craft in a small home studio where the beat of every snare and crash of every cymbal echoed discipline and patience. She wasn't a prodigy pushed into the spotlight by fame-hungry parents, but rather a quiet technician whose only audience was a camera and an online void. That void responded. With each upload, Sina was building a library of raw talent. But even she didn't expect that one of those quiet uploads would set her entire life on a new path. And what happened when that one unexpected video blew up was the beginning of something much heavier than she could have prepared for. Practicing in silence suddenly turned into answering emails from fans across the globe. Overnight, this German teen transformed into a global drumming sensation, hailed as the girl who outplayed the boys. It was flattering, exciting, and completely overwhelming. Her calm demeanor masked the chaos behind the scenes. Sina wasn't just trending, she was exploding, and with that came a tidal wave of expectations. People assumed she had a team, a manager, or at least a business plan. But the truth was, it was just Sina, her dad, and a modest home setup trying to figure out what the internet wanted next. What began as a creative outlet became a content machine. It wasn't long before major websites, musicians, and even celebrities began sharing her videos, all captivated by her uncanny timing and control. But with every share came more pressure, more need to perform, post, and prove. And behind that success, a ticking time bomb of burnout she didn't yet recognize was forming. As the views piled up, Sina found herself trapped in a triple bind: student, musician, and unexpected internet star. School didn't stop just because her face was all over YouTube, and her family, especially her father, still expected her to contribute to their studio projects. She wasn't just drumming anymore. She was editing videos, replying to fans, producing content, and navigating collaborations with adult musicians across continents, all before even turning 18. While many praised her maturity, the reality was that Sina was juggling an adult career inside a teenager's world. Her father's involvement sparked debate. Some believed he was guiding her wisely, while others whispered about control or overmanagement. But Sina rarely addressed the criticism. What the public couldn't see was the emotional cost of wearing so many hats. She wasn't sure who she was anymore: the drummer, the content creator, or the daughter trying to meet expectations. And just when she needed clarity the most, the mental toll started creeping in, and fast. Behind the metronome-perfect timing and calm persona was a girl who was quietly unraveling. Sina started hinting at exhaustion in subtle ways: shorter videos, less frequent uploads, vague captions about needing space or feeling drained. Fans noticed, but few knew the depth of her struggle. In blog posts and Patreon updates, Sina revealed that the repetition, the lack of spontaneity, and the constant push to be on-brand were draining her creativity and joy. She wasn't just tired, she was burnt out. Some began speculating that she was being pushed too hard, even by those closest to her. And although Sina never publicly criticized her family, she didn't hide the emotional fog settling in. She was creating for others, not herself, and it showed. The sparkle that once lit up her drumsticks began to dim. Her perfectionism turned from a superpower into a trap. And when your instrument becomes your burden, every beat feels heavier than the last. As if the inner battles weren't enough, Sina was also fighting a very public war: the never-ending scrutiny of being a girl in a male-dominated scene. Comments flooded her videos, some praising her skills, others questioning their authenticity. Is this edited? She's only famous because she's pretty. Her dad probably plays for her. The trolls didn't hold back, and the assumptions hit hard. Sina had to work twice as hard just to be seen as legitimate, not just a viral gimmick. Her appearance, her age, her family ties, all became ammunition for critics who didn't want to believe she was the real deal. It wasn't enough to be great. She had to be flawless to silence doubters. Even then, they didn't stop. And in a digital world where every beat was judged and every look was dissected, Sina had to choose: speak out and risk more backlash, or stay silent and keep drumming through the noise. She chose the drums, but at what cost to her confidence? While the internet celebrated her covers, Sina faced a painful irony. Millions watched, but few paid. Her viral videos were mostly unmonetizable due to copyright claims from music labels. The very songs that made her famous were the same ones draining her income potential. Creatively, she was boxed in. Fans wanted more covers of hit songs, but Sina wanted to explore original music, to be more than a jukebox in human form. But every time she tried something new, engagement dropped. She was stuck in a loop: popularity or passion, clicks or creativity. Even attempts to shift to original albums met resistance. She poured heart into music no algorithm seemed to care about. It felt like an endless cycle of chasing approval instead of chasing artistry. And as her channel became less about self-expression and more about survival, Sina began to wonder if being internet famous was really worth it. The audience adored her, but did they even know who she really was? Seeking freedom and a clean slate, Sina took a bold leap. She moved to London. Far from her home studio and old routines, she hoped a new city would bring new energy. London offered opportunities: live gigs, collaborations with indie musicians, and a fresh artistic identity outside the algorithm's grip. She experimented with jazz, fusion, and experimental drumming that defied her past formula. But even as she evolved, some fans clung to the past. Why isn't she posting weekly? Why no new covers? They wanted the old Sina back, the one who went viral with flawless renditions of pop hits. But Sina had changed. London wasn't just a new location, it was a creative rebirth. She didn't want to be boxed into nostalgia. Yet with every step forward, she felt the pull of her former self. Reinvention is risky, and Sina was betting everything on a chance to be seen not just as a drummer, but as a full artist. Whether the world would follow, that remained the question. In rare interviews and candid Patreon messages, Sina finally started revealing the full truth. She spoke openly about the anxiety, the burnout, the quiet moments when she considered quitting music altogether. There were days, she admitted, when I didn't want to pick up the sticks at all. But amid the pain, she also found clarity. Sina realized that her worth wasn't tied to views, likes, or viral comments. She needed boundaries, space, and most of all, authenticity. Her fans, especially the loyal ones, embraced this raw honesty. They didn't just want covers, they wanted connection. Sina began writing music again, not for clicks, but for healing. Her message today is simple but powerful. Being more than a viral drummer means confronting the pressure, owning the pain, and reclaiming the beat of your own story. It's not the cleanest rhythm, but it's real. And for Sina Doering, that might be the most important groove she's ever played.